Hey everyone, welcome into the channel. It's Karen Lavender Clothesline, and today I am very excited. I feel like I'm getting back to my roots. So if you can tell from the view behind me, we have a clothing rack, and I'm going to do a clothing haul today. Many of you who are resellers and sell clothing, whether on Posh or eBay or locally at markets, always like to see a clothing haul to see what I am picking up. So if you're new to my channel, I am a full-time eBay reseller. I started out by selling clothing, hence Lavender Clothesline, and today I'm going to just dive right in and show you what's on the rack behind me. Now Roger and I went out thrifting 12 hours yesterday from 9 to 9 and came home with lots of good stuff. So that's what we're doing today. It's a clothing haul with a few hard goods thrown in for good measure. Hit that like and subscribe button. Get yourself something to drink. We're doing a haul. Try not to be too chit-chatty today. We know how that goes. And I'm going to jump right in. This first dress, I couldn't believe it when I saw it. This is true vintage 1960s. I will show you the tag, which is quite faded. A lot of times vintage clothing that I find in my area is really past its prime, and I don't like to pick it up. This dress is stunning. I love the color of it. It's that true cantaloupe orange melon color, just beautiful. This thing is so 60s that I said, yeah, I'm buying it. Now, one of the stores that we went to, it was a Goodwill. It was the second store. It was very high priced, so I really had to change my thinking. When you get used to going to thrift stores and you go to the same thrift stores, a lot of times the price point is something that your mind gets acclimated, like, okay, I'm buying in at 4, I'm gonna flip for 30, something like that. When you get to a store where all the prices are higher or lower, you kind of have to change your thinking. So at this store, I did buy a few higher priced items, and this dress was one of them. Let's take a look at it. True 1960s, just beautiful. It has a lot of seams. These are princess seams. I'm going to bring it closer to the camera so you can see the seams closer up. But first, I wanted to keep the dress back here to show you these sleeves. Are these not everything? It's a see-through sleeve with little daisies, little daisy appliques on it. I just love this thing. All right, I'm going to bring this. Come on, Betsy. Let's go up to the camera. If you can see the seams, my lighting is a little bit light today, that really give a beautiful cut to the body. A higher neck, almost like a mock neck, and we're going to turn her around. Okay, it looks like this dress was made for Betsy here. I just love this dress. I'm going to unzip the dress. Let's see if I can pull this off of her. She's losing her top. All right, let's take a look at this tag. Alfred Werber, W-E-R-B-E-R, New York, Los Angeles. This is the tag. And besides that, there's not too much in this dress about this dress. I think it probably originally had a material content tag, although this might be custom made. When clothing is custom made, a lot of times there are no material content tags or size tags. Unfortunately, this does not have a size in it because it is worn out, I believe. But just stunningly beautiful, and I grabbed it. I did pay $8 for the dress, but yesterday was Senior Citizen Discount Day at Goodwill in my area. I'm in the Keystone area, and it was 15% off, so that was great. Beautiful first item. Now, I'm not sure what I'm going to get for the dress. I think probably between 60 and 70. That's a total guess. When you have vintage items that there aren't really comparable items, you really have to just use your judgment and hope that you didn't undersell too much. Now, if you overprice, it's just going to sit there, and eventually you either lower your price or you just wait for your price, which can take quite a while. All right, so that is item number one. I'm going to pull this clothing rack up closer, and we're going to talk about what's on the rack. All right, so before we talk about what's on the rack, I forgot to mention this top. Is this thing not stunningly beautiful? You guys that have been with me for a while know this is my favorite brand, Johnny Was. Just gorgeous. Now this is a size large, but again, you guys know I don't pay attention to sizes for my own personal clothing. If I try it on and I like it, I wear it. That's my motto. Now, when I go to a new retail store, I do try to find medium, large, whatever I feel like the item is going to work for me. But when I am thrifting clothing and I find something I love, most times I just put it on. I've worn 1X. I don't care. I think if clothing drapes beautiful on the body, this is a large, I'm going to go ahead and wear it. Johnny Was is just a beautiful, beautiful brand and my all-time favorite. So I'm going to wear this for a while before I wash it and sell it. But you never know, it might be in my closet for a while. Okay, let's now pull up the rack and see what I bought. So with the clothing on the rack, I'm going to tell you what I paid for it, what I expect to get for it. Let me just push this back a little bit. If I even know, a lot of times eBay becomes saturated with a certain brand. It'll drop the price, or items will become in that brand harder to get if there aren't that many, and your price can go up. So you always have to adjust. So any given week, month, pricing could be different. I'll give you a best case scenario, middle of the road, what an item should bring. Pair of pajamas. Now, I was just running my hand down the rack in Community Aid. That was the last store, way too big to go through every item. Some of those items were blue tag, they were $1. So if you're near a Community Aid thrift store, their sales are the best in my opinion. The color tag, this one's yellow, so it was not on sale. The color tag of the week becomes $1. You can't beat that. And Tuesdays are senior citizen days, 50% off. Yesterday was Monday, so we'll have to go back to that store. This is Bedhead. Bedhead makes a beautiful quality pajama. So my hand felt this as I was going down the aisle. I pulled it right away. It's like a royalty crown. It says plume of feathers, all different, what does that say? Forever a queen. Do we love that? Yes, we do. Gorgeous, gorgeous condition. $9.99. I had no discount on this, so I paid a full $10. I'm guessing these are going to bring around the 35 to 40 mark. So yes, 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 all day long. This next top is Chico's. I do not pick up all of Chico's, but when I find an item that I think is just beautiful, or I know to be a good seller, whether it be a certain blouse, certain pair of pants, I go ahead and pick it up if it's in great condition. This one I paid $9 at Goodwill. I did have 15% off on this one because it was Senior Citizen Day. Chico's 3. I believe a 3 is a 16. When I list Chico's clothing, I always put the US size, the women's size, in the title. Now, we all know on eBay, item specifics have to be filled in. Certain amount of those are a requirement, and it does help the buyer find their item. But I always make sure I add the really important information in the title. So whenever you have a brand that has vanity sizing, Chico's is a good example of that. They do 0, 0.5, 1, 2, that kind of thing. I try to put Chico's 3, US or women's 16. I'll do something like that. This top is just beautiful. It has a fringe cuff sleeve. I love good fringe. And the back looks like that. Very tropical. So $9 minus 15%. I'm not going to do the math. I hate doing percentage math. I can do it, but it just takes my brain longer and longer these days. And I think this will probably bring a good solid $30. I'm not pulling in any particular order, and I don't know if we'll get through all of this. I'm going to do it as quick as I can so you guys can learn tags and learn brands. I'm all about helping out the community, helping young resellers really get some knowledge quickly. It can take a very long time to learn many brands and whatever. And I figure some of that knowledge I have. I don't know a lot, but what I know, I love to encourage you guys and just let you put on a video and listen to brands and see tags. All right, this one is Johnny Was. Look at that label. This is all embroidered. When you see a company make beautiful tags. Most times that means it's a quality item. Cheaper brands, whether it's Shein or Temu or mall brands that have fast fashion, are gonna make the cheapest inner labels that they can because they're trying to make the most profit, whereas a beautiful company will put money into their labeling because their branding is everything. This is Johnny Was, again, just gorgeous. What size is this? A medium. Uh-oh. I just love this clothing. I presently only have about 4 or 5, maybe 6 Johnny Was in my closet. And I think out of that, 2 of them I bought at Johnny Was. Johnny Was, if you're in Pennsylvania, is in the King of Prussia Mall. And even if you don't plan on putting that kind of money into clothing, go to Johnny Was. That's my best tip. Go to the mall and look at this brand, because when you find it, items can bring over $100. Like this top would most likely sell for, I'm going to guess, about $135, $140. I own a kimono personally that I bought at Johnny Was. It was on great sale, and that kimono would bring over $300. So you want to learn the better tags, and Johnny Was is one of them. Here's another very nice brand, not as high quality as Johnny Was in my opinion. This is Show Me Your Mumu, or Miu Miu. I think it's Mumu. There is the tag. Beautiful print. This actually has a double layer in front, so you don't have to worry about show through or see through. When a company does something like that, sign of a good company. A lot of the clothing that is fast fashion is see-through. You have to worry about putting on a cami or whatever. Better brands will solve that problem for you. They'll put an inner cami or an inner layer. Just stunningly beautiful. And what did I pay for this? $6.99, again, 15% off. So Show Me Your Mumu, really nice brand to find. Here's a brand that I consider a boutique brand, Fig and Flower. I don't know where Fig and Flower is sold. I probably used to know this. With adding all of this new information to my brain at 63 years old, some of it falls out the other side. And tags and brands and things I learned a while ago absolutely fall out of my brain. Fig and Flower, this is 3X. Look at the coloring and the print. You guys know me. I love a bold print. I think they're so beautiful. I do very well with Fig and Flower, not as high as the 2 other brands, but just very pretty. $6.99 minus the 15%. And I'll probably get, I'm gonna guess about $30 for it. And while we're talking about beautiful blouses, tunics, things like that, this one is all embroidered. A lot of the Johnny Was is embroidered. There are a few brands that really focus on embroidery. This is Parsley and Sage, not an especially high-end brand. I don't pick up all of their stuff, but when I saw this one at $7, I thought it was worth it. Beautiful teal color, embroidery on the back, and a little bit on the sleeves. And I'm thinking this is probably going to do 25 to 28. Okay, I'm standing in front of my big window, so the sun is going in and out. You might see a change in the lighting. I'm not setting up lighting. I needed a day just to have fun and put some clothing on a rack and talk about it. I'm filming on my phone, so that's what this footage is. Let's switch over to men's. This is a Hawaiian shirt. This is Hilo Hattie. Now, my favorite Hilo Hatties to find are the bark cloth. Once you learn bark cloth, I'll try to remember to insert a screenshot. It has a texture to it. Those are my all-time favorite to find when they're true vintage bark cloth. Those things can go, I'm going to say, well over $100. I have sold them for. A lot of them have like a tiki print to them. They'll have like tikis on them or a certain Hawaiian flower. It almost looks like an ink print, if that makes sense. All right, so this is vintage. This is Hilo Hattie. I'm going to show you the tag. Gorgeous Hawaiian floral print. And when I find this brand, I always pick it up. $9.99 was high for this, but I was at that store and I figured the extra couple of dollars that I'll pay for this, I can just absorb that. When you set your mind to purchasing between a certain price point, if you have the capital, this is my best advice, be willing to adjust a little bit. Now, we all love to purchase things that are a little bit less than what we're used to spending. But sometimes if you're locked into a certain price that you're willing to outlay for an item, you can make a mistake by not picking up something for a few dollars more. This shirt has enough profit built into it. Now, if it was an item that didn't have any wiggle room, then you don't want to pay up. But some items that do well do have wiggle room, what I call it. So I went ahead and picked it up. Here is another men's Hawaiian shirt. I did not know this label. I'm going to show it to you. This is Street Savvy. I went by two things on this shirt when I felt it on the rack was the quality of the material, and look at this graphic. This is fantastic. Gorgeous volcano erupting with a plain, palm trees, the ocean with high surf, a Hawaiian couple dancing the hula, and on this side, kind of like, looks like a Poseidon warrior surfer. I'm not sure who he is. Gorgeous, gorgeous shirt. And Street Savvy, I'm looking at the tag. The tag does look vintage to me, and $7.99 was a great price. So I went ahead and grabbed this. I think right in the store I did look up Street Savvy because sometimes less expensive material can be thicker. It doesn't make it a better material. So once in a while my hand is still fooled. I wanted to make sure that because I was paying up for this, what I consider up, I like to pay between $3 and $4 a shirt, $8 minus the 15%. Still a safe bet, but I did go ahead and look it up. And this one should do well. Here's a brand that might be a little bit lesser known than some of the big mall brands. I've brought this to you before. Sometimes I hesitate about telling you all the brands because I'm never going to be able to find anything in the thrift store. That's what my mind says. Then I realize there's so much in this country. I will always be able to find items for resale. This is Peter Millar. It is a golf brand, what I consider, I think it's strictly a golf brand. This one, all of the clothing, let me just back up and say, all of the clothing on the rack has not been processed. It has not been detagged. I haven't worked on the stains. None of it is washed. It is a woman's hoodie jacket. Here is the branding on the shoulder. Also going to show you the label. You want to look for Peter Millar. Now, if you find just plain polos, they will still sell, but I would never pay up for just a plain polo. Peter Millar has good branding marks. So on the back, you want to see a crown. That is their logo. And the more times that it's branded with the Peter Millar or any good brand, the better off you are. If this had a big Peter Millar, which I've never seen that, across the chest, I would definitely pay up for it. So in other words, what I'm trying to say is when you have a brand that people like to show their brand, they like to flex that they're wearing the brand, you want to only pay up if that brand is really showing or there's something special about the item. This is just gorgeous. So this is a quarter zip woman's golf pullover and $9.99 minus the 15%. What is that, $8.50? And I'm gonna guess over $40 for this jacket. Here is a brand that I do pick up. I almost always look for it in the very larger sizes. I like this in 2X to 4X. Even if I can get a higher size, that would be great. This is the Mountain. They do graphic t-shirts. Look at that graphic. That is crazy. All right, so I'm gonna show you what the branding looks like. This one is a men's, I think this is a medium. I'm looking right, oh, it's a small. And truthfully, I picked this up for me. I love this. I'm planning on wearing this with probably some ripped jeans, maybe a jean jacket, or some sort of, I don't know, sweater or something. I love this graphic. I think this is so good, the way that they did this. And yep, I'm wearing this. I'll sell it probably after I wear it once or twice, but I just fell in love with this. All right, so the Mountain puts out t-shirts with a lot of animals. They do some other graphics. Most of the ones that I find have animals on them. Wolf, eagle, owls. Who else have I found? A lot of husky dogs, howling in the moon, wolves, all kinds of animals that are out in the wild, bears. I have sold them all. I always do well with them. I try not to pay up for these This one, $5.99 minus the 15%, so that was a good price. But even if this was a little bit higher, I would have bought it because I plan on wearing it once or twice. This next item is a pair of men's jeans. I have altogether stopped picking up women's jeans. I just don't want to deal with them. I don't like selling women's jeans, and they're a slow mover for me. These are men's jeans, and I do sell a ton of men's jeans. This is Hudson. I'm going to show you the branding. The thing that I loved about these, button fly. I don't know why people want button fly. Let me just get personal, TMI, and say when I need to use the bathroom, the last thing I want to do is unbutton 5 buttons and rebutton them. If I can get pants that just have no buttons, just pull on, pull off, that I'm all about that. But these are in beautiful shape, made in USA. Hudson is made in USA. They are a dark wash. In fact, I'm hesitant to call them, but I'm pretty sure these are new without tags. So what did I pay for them? $8.99. They were in the Goodwill sale. And I don't know what Hudson's gonna bring. I haven't found a pair in quite a while. Top of my head, $35. I never want to give you guys the impression that I don't pick up regular bread and butter mall brands, even lower end brands. I do. I go by the individual item of whether I think somebody's going to enjoy wearing that style. If I can really see that the thing has merit. This is, are you ready for this? Collective gasp, Dress Barn. What? I pick up Dress Barn? I still do. I started picking up Dress Barn when I first started thrifting, if it had merit, if I thought it was good. That has always served me well. Dress Barn, I believe, is either just catalog now. Did they ever have a catalog or online presence? They must have. I don't believe there are any brick and mortar stores. You guys go ahead and correct me if I'm wrong, which I'm sure I'm wrong about a lot of things. This is the blouse. Just gorgeous. It's got this beautiful accordion pleating. Let me see if I can put my hand behind it to show. See this? It's beautifully it has give to it, and it lays on the body correctly. So when you want to just have something flowing over you, a pleat will help that, because a pleat has texture and it doesn't lay on the body flat. And I think women really appreciate that. This has almost like a built-in necklace. You don't have to wear jewelry. It doesn't get easier than that. I paid $5.99 in community aid. So if it had been green tag, I would have got this for $1, but it was blue tag. I did score probably about 15 blue tags, but it was the end of the night, and I could not go through that whole store. I will be sure to include footage of community aid so you guys can get a visual of how big this store was. And again, I'll leave the address for that community aid in the show's notes.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is bigger than any of the Goodwills. Wow. I wonder what their prices are like. Okay, all blue tags are $1 this week. That is interesting. What do we think of this big giant place?
This place is huge.
Yeah, I didn't expect this to be so big.
It's really big.
All right, so this is a 2X Dress Barn. I paid $6, and I'm thinking probably 26 to 28 on eBay. This next top is Maeve, M-A-E-V-E. It is an Anthropology brand. I still love Anthropology. I've gotten to go to the real Anthropology a couple of times, and I realized that Anthropology has a furniture discount warehouse about 2 hours west of me. So I'm all about that. One day I will make it to that warehouse. I don't really need a thing anymore, but it's fun to go look, right? All right, here is the Maeve tag. Anthropology was a real woohoo for me when I first started reselling. I would get excited. So Maeve is a brand that Anthropology carries. You can Google Anthropology, I'm going to say brand labels, and there are Facebook groups, there are websites, and there are charts to help you get to know the different labels carried by Anthropology. They carry a lot of labels, and they also have their own house label where the tag will just say Anthropology, but this one is Maeve. not especially high, and I paid $9, which is a lot for this, minus the 15%, so under that. And I'm thinking probably about the $24 mark for this one. This next top is Sundance. Beautiful velvet with a lace trim. Look at that lace. Just so pretty. This is great for the holidays. A lot of times when I think an item is fancy enough for an event or for holidays, I will put that as a keyword at the end of my title, whether it is cocktail party. Sometimes, I don't know if this helps or not, but I will put career to evening, something like that. So a woman realizes they can wear this to the office if they have a corporate job, and then transition it to the evening by putting on dangly earrings or a beautiful necklace. I think women appreciate when they can put on one outfit and have it carry them through, you know, from morning till evening. Sundance Catalog Company. Again, I think Sundance people caught on to it, that it was a good brand to pick up. I usually do well with Sundance. And I think Sundance was one of the first items I ever sold as a reseller. I had no idea what I was doing. Now, my daughter Mellissa, Freshbloominclothing, I always tell this story, taught me how to eBay. She was there for me, so shout out to her again. I called that poor girl so many times a day saying, how do we do this? How do we do that? And I had picked up a blouse just because it was this beautiful Victorian blouse, and I listed it, and I believe that was Sundance. I'm pretty sure. I'd never heard of the company myself before, and that blouse caused a bidding war. I had something like 36 watchers on it, and everybody wanted that blouse. I don't even know why to this day, but it brought some crazy high money. I had paid like $5 for it. If I remember correctly, it probably hit the $100 mark. I thought all my sales were going to be like that. I was like, this is great, I'm going to be rich. Little did I know the work that this would take, and that many items would sell for a few dollars more than what I had paid for them. But Sundance is a great company, and I love items that are velvet and just beautiful. Here's one of the blue tag items that I got at Community Aid for the $1. This is Coldwater Creek. It's an extra large. I don't pick up all Coldwater Creek, so don't learn that tag and say, oh, Lavenderclothesline picks up Coldwater Creek. I judge each one for its merit. This one has a beautiful gold metallic paisley. Great for the holidays. I will put Christmas or holidays in my title. Also cocktail party. And look at this beaded fringe bottom. That is great. So a lot of times if I'm picking up a lower end brand, like I said, guys, the item has to have something special about it. I would never have picked this up if it was just a blue, plain, solid knit. No, it's so pretty in real life. And like I said, this gold metallic sheen, I don't think the camera's picking up, but really nice tunic. Here is a skirt that I scored. I have not found this brand in quite a while. This is Laura Ashley, but this is the vintage Laura Ashley made in the UK. It's made in England. Laura Ashley at some point, I believe, moved all of their processing manufacturing to China. Once they did that, in my opinion, became less quality made. So this is the tag. This is Laura Ashley. And the way that you tell is you just look at the bottom tag and it'll say, let me find this, made in the UK. So it's right there. It is a wrap skirt, linen. I did have to run a comp to make sure that Laura Ashley, made in the UK, made in England, is still doing well, and it is. What did I pay for this? $6.50. So figure around a little bit under $6. And it is a wrap skirt, beautifully made. I'm thinking I'll probably get 25 to 30, if not higher, for this. Here's another Maeve piece, Anthropology, an adorable daisy knit sweater, sleeveless vest. This is the label again for Maeve. I paid $8 for it. I would have liked it if it was a medium or a large. This one is a small, but I still think this will do quite well. I see this on a petite woman who is wearing maybe a pair of corduroys and slip-on loafer shoe. You can wear this without a blouse underneath it. I think it would be cute with a white t-shirt underneath it, like a boy fit. Adorable. And did I say what I paid for it? $8, and I'm thinking probably about 30. All right, now I've pushed the rack back. I didn't want to do all of that. I wanted to get through the more interesting pieces. All of this is going to take time to list because I have I must have 100 items sitting by my desk waiting to be listed. They're all photographed and cleaned and everything. And then this has to start to go through the process. So this isn't detagged or cleaned or anything, but I did want to show you what I was picking up along with this adorable bag. Oh my goodness, this would be cuter if my nails were done, but they're not. Giving my nails a rest. I paid $4.99 in Goodwill. And yes, I did buy this on Senior Citizen Day, so it was minus 15%. This whole thing is beaded. This is adorable. I was kind of wishing this little purse or this little bag had a chain strap. I don't think there's a way of doing that. This again is Anthropology. It has the little baggie of beads still attached. And I think there was a silicone gel pack in here, so most likely this is new without tags, no signs of use on the inside. I'm going to show you the label. So that is Anthropology's own label. Again, they have a beautiful quality product and so sweet. I don't know what I'm going to get for this. I didn't comp it because I know Anthropology would deal well, especially for a little purse like this. And off the top of my head, 40, maybe something like that. But again, don't quote me on that. I'm not exactly sure. All right, we are running out of time, trying not to chat. Last two items I'm going to show are artwork. They are hard goods. I know they're not part of a clothing haul, but I fell in love with both of these pieces. I did sell a ton of the artwork that I had in stock at the yard sale. So if you guys are still looking for that, most of that is sold. I pared down my artwork. I must have sold 50 pieces and it went really well at the yard sale. So I was thrilled with that. But these two pieces, one of them is going to be hard not to keep. I might just keep it for a while to look at it and then list it. And the other piece, I don't know what I have. All right, so this framed artwork has glass over it. So I'm hoping I can keep the glare away from it. Let me try shutting this curtain. See if that helps. I don't think that helped at all. It probably made it worse. Let me open the curtain back up. All right, so hopefully you can see this. It looks like a woman from, I'm gonna say the flapper period, maybe even late 1900s. And she has two dogs, greyhounds maybe. Looks like she's holding maybe a treat or she's training them. Guys, I'm almost thinking this is original. It does have a signature down here. I did a Google image, but I did it in the store very quickly, so I have not researched this. Let's take a look at the back. It is just a paper backing and just an ink stamper branding from who framed it. I don't even know if this is the original framing for when the print was made. Oh, that's a little better. The sun went behind the cloud. Thanks, sun. Gorgeous. This thing is gorgeous in real life. $6.99 minus the 15%. I always have to announce that because when I get a sale, it's always like, oh, I got it on sale. Beautiful. This might be a lithograph. I'm really gonna have to do research. So if you have any comments, any knowledge, any guesses on this gorgeous piece, leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear what you think.
Ooh, what is this? What? I think I like this. I'm in trouble. I'm picking up artwork again. Okay, it is a print, but I kind of like this. What does this say? Commemorative United States Fine Art Gallery, $7.99. I think I need this. I need this in my life.
I love when I'm in the thrift store and I find something and there is absolutely no conversation in my brain. It's on the shelf in my cart. Nothing happens upstairs. which is so rare because even after all of these years, I have the whole internal conversation like, okay, it's $4.99, I could flip it for this much. Okay, does it have flaws? I think that for almost every item. When I see something I love, there's nothing upstairs. It's just like grabbing it and putting it in the cart. I barely even look if the thing has flaws because I know I'm gonna love it even with flaws. This one, I haven't found any flaws and I'm pretty excited. I think it's just a print, but this is so my taste. I love stuff like this. Love, 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 triple love. Do we love a good landscape print? Yes, we do. This is beautiful, very scenic, relaxing, just gorgeous. I don't see any kind of signature. When I hold it at a glance, like sideways, like looking at it this way, I don't see any brush marks. So I'm pretty sure this is a print, but this is so gorgeous. I think this is going in my bedroom. I don't know where I'm gonna fit it in. It really doesn't go with the theme of my bedroom. Right now, the decor in my bedroom is kind of like Italian countryside. But this is just beautiful. I'm probably gonna hang it in my living room, come to think of it. How pretty is this? What did I pay for you? Bought it at Community Aid, $7.99. It says Commemorative Fine Art Gallery, United States. United States Commemorative Fine Art Gallery. So I guess maybe a museum sold it in their gift shop. And I would imagine if I Google imaged this, it might be a famous painting that a print was made out of. But I absolutely, absolutely love this. Super happy with this one. All right, guys, so that is it for me for today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I love you guys. I appreciate all of your encouragement, your comments. Even the last video or two where I was trying to get settled with putting the GoPro on a chest mount or hand holding. At the end of the day, we all know I'm going to do what works best for me, but I really appreciate all of your comments because sometimes as a YouTube creator, it's very hard to tell what your experience is with different cameras. So thank you so much for all of your input. Most likely, I'm going to go back to hand holding the GoPro, so much easier than the chest mount, and also just setting up my phone. Love you guys. Hit that like and subscribe button. And as always, go out and get what's yours.